Hey guys, this is Anali and I am back with a new tutorial. From this tutorial, we will be discussing about the centroid and the moment of inertia. So guys, before that, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, do subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon to get the notification about the newly uploaded videos. So this tutorial is the basics of the centroid and the moment of inertia, where we will be going to discuss about the moment of inertia and the centroid of the various laminas. So first of all, let us understand what is centroid. So centroid is nothing but a center point of the object, and if we consider a triangular shape like this, and if you want to determine the centroid, then the centroid is nothing but the point where the three median intersect. So this is nothing but the centroid of the triangular lamina. Okay, so the centroid of the triangular lamina lies at a distance of b by 3 from one end and d by 3 from one end. Now, the moment of inertia is nothing but ability of an object to resist angular acceleration. So, if this body is rotating about this axis, then the moment of inertia is nothing but ability of this body to resist angular acceleration, and is nothing but the sum of the product of mass of each particle in the body with square of its distance from the axis of the rotation. Means if this is the axis of the rotation, that means horizontal axis is the axis of the rotation for this body, then the moment of inertia is nothing but the sum of the product of the mass of each particle, means this particle, this particle, this particle in the body with the square of the distance from the axis of the rotation. That means if this is the axis of the rotation, then this much distance will be the distance of the particle from the axis of the rotation. That means I equals to sigma m r square. Okay, now the moment of inertia for the triangular lamina above the x dash axis can be given as 1 by 36 bd cube, and one thing to be noted is what is b and what is d. So b is nothing but a parallel dimension and d is nothing but a perpendicular dimension. So if we are considering this x dash axis, then b is nothing but this much dimension, that is b, and this is nothing but a perpendicular dimension to the axis, so this is d for the x dash axis. Okay, now similarly, if we are considering the y axis, then b is this much dimension and d is this much dimension. Okay, so and the moment of inertia about the y axis is also given as 1 by 36 bd cube only. Now if we are considering this rectangular lamina, then the moment of inertia about the y axis can be given as 1 by 12 bd cube. Similarly, moment of inertia about x axis can be given as 1 by 12 bd cube. Only thing to be noted that what is the value of b and what is the value of d. So if we are considering x axis, the b is nothing but a parallel dimension to that of the axis. So this is b for the x axis and this is d for the x axis. Similarly, if we are considering y axis, then this is b for the y axis, that is parallel dimension to the axis, and this is d for the y axis. Okay, now the parallel axis theorem can be given as IYY, that is equals to IYY plus AH dash square. So parallel axis theorem is used to determine the moment of inertia about any axis. That means if we want to determine the moment of inertia about this YY axis, so according to parallel axis theorem, the moment of inertia about this YY axis can be given as the moment of inertia about this local YY axis plus the area of this lamina and the distance between these two axes. Okay, similarly, if we consider a triangular lamina and we need to determine the moment of inertia about this x axis, then it can be given as the sum of the moment of inertia about its local x dash axis and the area of this plane lamina and the distance between these two axes, that is h. So it is given as ix is equals to ix dash x dash, that is moment of inertia about this local x dash axis plus area of this lamina, and h is the distance between these two axes. Okay, so this is what the parallel axis theorem is. So the moment of inertia about x axis can be given as ix dash x dash plus a into h square, where h is the distance between these two axes. So for the circular lamina, the center of object can be given by d by 2 from either of this end. Okay, and the moment of inertia about the x-axis and the y-y axis can be given as pi by 64 d raised to 4. If we consider a semicircular region, then the moment of inertia about x-axis can be given as 0.11 r raised to 4, and the moment of inertia about y-y axis can be given as 1 by 2 pi by 64 d raised to 4. That is half of the moment of inertia of the circle. And the center point of the object lies for the x-axis lies at a distance of 4r by 3 pi from the diameter, and from the y-y axis it lies at a distance of r. Here I have shown. So it lies at a distance of r from the y-y axis, and from x-axis it lies at a distance of 4r divided by 3 pi. Now, for the half of the semicircular region, the centroid lies at a distance of 4r divided by 3 pi from this end and 4r divided by 3 pi from this end, and the moment of inertia about the x-axis and the y-y axis can be given as 0.055 r raised to 4, where r is nothing but a radius of the lamina. So this is the basics of the moment of inertia and the centroid. We need to remember all these values, that is moment of inertia about x-axis, y-y axis. Only point to be considered is what is the value of b and what is the value of d. So guys, that's all from my side. If you have any doubt, do comment in the comment section, and thank you guys for watching this video.